2026 has exploded out of the gates with one of the most terrifying horror slates in years, from zombie sequels to twisted slashers and survival horror from legendary creators. In this video, we rank every major horror movie releasing January through March 2026, from the most terrifying to the one you can skip at your own risk. Let's get into it. Number 1. Scream 7. February 27, 2026. Why it's number 1? This marks the most anticipated horror sequel of early 2026. Scream 7 brings Sidney Prescott back into the fight against Ghostface, with franchise legends Courtney Cox and Neve Campbell returning after her absence, facing a killer who goes after her daughter, a twist that personally ups the stakes beyond typical slasher fare. Instead of just another Ghostface kill spree, this film interrogates legacy and trauma and gives longtime fans something emotionally charged to latch onto. Expect meta callbacks, surprises in the cast, and a killer who might know more than we think. Stick around, later we'll predict which horror trope this movie dares to break. Number 2. 28 years later, The Bone Temple, January 16, 2026. Why this scored high? The 28 Days Later franchise redefined modern zombie horror. This new chapter, directed by Candyman alum Nia DaCosta and reportedly featuring the return of Cillian Murphy's iconic character, dives deeper into a world ravaged decades after the infection. What makes it terrifying? Zombie movies risk repetition, but this sequel layers world building with inevitable betrayal and survival paranoia, making it more than just running undead. This is post-apocalyptic dread, where every human encounter could be worse than the virus. Number 3. Primate, January 9th, 2026. Why it's ranked here? Animal horror is a niche that rarely hits so viscerally. Primate leverages real primal fear, your own environment turning against you. Based on early plot synopses, a seemingly safe reunion becomes a nightmare scenario when a chimpanzee turns violent with terrifying intensity. What sets it apart? Director Johannes Roberts has a track record of tension and practical effects that make animal creatures literally jump off the screen. This isn't CGI spectacle, it's heart-pounding claustrophobia. Later, we'll explain why Primate might shock even seasoned horror fans.
Number 4. We Bury the Dead, January 2, 2026. Why it didn't crack the top 3. Although its zombie premise has serious potential, post-apocalyptic with emotional motivation, it's coming from a smaller indie distributor without blockbuster hype. But with Daisy Ridley leading, it still takes chilling risks that stand out in early January. What makes it memorable? The twist, the dead don't stay dead, combines emotional dedication with traditional gore scares, making it compelling for both horror and character-driven audiences. Number 5. Return to Silent Hill, January 23, 2026. This isn't just a movie, it's a descent. Based on Silent Hill 2, this film leans into psychological horror, guilt, and existential dread rather than action. Why it's high? Faithful to source material, atmospheric horror, symbolism-driven fear. Why it's not top 3? Not accessible to casual audiences. Very heavy themes. This is the kind of movie that stays with you long after the credits roll. Number 6. Psycho Killer, February 20, 2026. Why it's lower on the list? A serial killer flick can deliver intense slasher fun, and with screenplay clout from Seven's writer, it's promising. However, its more straightforward structure puts it slightly behind films that innovate genre elements. Still worth watching. If you love relentless suspense, a deranged antagonist, and old-school slasher mechanics, this film earns its spot. Number 7. The Strangers, Chapter 3. February 6, 2026. Why it rounds out the ranking. While a continuation of a franchise, this chapter risks franchise fatigue unless it reinvents the tension formula. But for fans of the home invasion subgenre, its mask terror style still delivers pure, unrepentant fear. Stay with me, we'll talk about whether this franchise still innovates or just repeats. Number 8. Send Help, January 30, 2026. Why it's here. Directed by horror icon Sam Raimi, Send Help starts like a survival thriller after a plane crash, but quickly unfolds into psychological and darkly funny terror. What to expect? The tension between the stranded leads turns every island threat into chaos and dread. Raimi's style tends toward the unpredictable, and that makes Send Help clever and unnerving.
Number 9, The Bride, March 6, 2026. This isn't your classic Frankenstein story. The Bride reimagines Gothic horror with romance, tragedy, and chaos, focusing on what happens when creation demands autonomy. This is elevated horror, not jump scare cinema. Why it lands here? Stylish, emotionally rich, but slower and more niche. This one is for fans of The Lighthouse and Crimson Peak, not popcorn horror. Number 10, Sleepwalker, January 9th, 2026. At number 10 is Sleepwalker, a quiet, psychological horror centered on grief, trauma, and a mother haunted by the loss of her daughter. This film leans heavily into slow-burn psychological terror rather than jump scares. While that works brilliantly in some cases, Sleepwalker risks feeling too subtle for mainstream horror audiences. Why it ranks low? Heavy emotional tone, minimal supernatural payoff from early descriptions, more drama than horror. But don't underestimate it. Sometimes the quietest horrors cut the deepest. Number 11, Killer Whale, January 16th, 2026. Animal horror is back, and this time it's not sharks. Killer Whale traps best friends in a remote lagoon with one of the ocean's most intelligent predators. The fear here is isolation, intelligence versus instinct, and nature turning hostile. Strengths: claustrophobic setting, real-world fear, survival tension. Weakness: comparisons to The Shallows and Open Water, risk of predictable survival beats. Later, we'll see why another movie does this concept much better. Number 12, Ready or Not 2, Here I Come, March 27th, 2026. Now things get brutal and fun. The sequel doubles down on chaos, dark comedy, and survival instincts as Grace faces even bigger threats. Why fans are excited? Strong lead character, sharp dialogue, controlled madness. Why it ranks high? Perfect blend of horror and entertainment. High rewatch value. So which of these are you most excited for? Comment below Scream 7 or Bone Temple. And if you want a deep dive on why one of these might redefine horror in 2026, hit like and subscribe. Subscribe for a full breakdown of trailer Easter eggs, underrated horror picks, and how these films are shaping the future of scary cinema.